I don't know what's going on in the NFC at this point.
Right.
The Cowboys were 3-0.
Yeah.
Now they're 3-2. The Rams were 3-0. Now they're 3-2.
Yeah.
The Packers are 4-1. The Saints are 4-1. The Bears are 3-2. I don't know who the best team in the conference is.
Well, the first thing I'll say is the conference is damn good. I mean, that's the first thing we got to talk about. You know, the NFC is legit. It's certainly a more in-depth conference than the AFC, who we're not really sure who the third best team is. And like we said last hour, it's the Buffalo Bills. You can't really argue it. They're 4-1, and they're tied with the Kansas City Chiefs for the second best record in the conference. But the NFC, the Cowboys, okay, right? Oh gosh, they're great. But man, they had to play the Saints and the Packers last 2 weeks. Both of those teams are really good. The Seahawks lost to the Saints at home. The Saints losses to the Rams in L.A. So they've had to play each other. I still think the NFC, yes, we don't know what it's all about. San Francisco's the only undefeated team there. I think they are legit as well. They're going to be in this conversation for one of the better teams in the NFC, I think, throughout here. But I think some of these guys might have a little bit more of a underwhelming record when we're all said and done, not because they're not good teams, but because the NFC is going to beat each other up.
Yeah, I agree with you. And the question becomes, does the team that emerges from that morass, is that team better suited to taking down the Patriots or the Chiefs, or is that team limping to the finish line?
That'll be big. You're right.
Especially like a team from the NFC North.
Yeah.
When you think about how all of them are above 500 right now.
Right.
And they're going to beat the crap out of each other repeatedly.
Yep.
They've already done it a few times. We've seen Packers-Bears. We've seen Packers-Vikings, Bears-Vikings. We have Packers-Lions coming up next Monday night.
And the NFC North's playing the NFC East, which has the Cowboys and the Eagles. And we go, geez, Louise. So, I mean, yes, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're fine. But I really don't know. And we have 12 weeks of the regular season left.
Right.
11 games for most teams. Here are the 49ers, though, sitting at 3-0. They haven't played a game in 15 days. They're the last undefeated team in the NFC, and we didn't even bring them up yet.
No, I know. I just said them, but you weren't listening.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
But
we're not.
But you're right.
When I was going through the whole thing of all the teams at the top.
Yeah.
No, I don't listen.
I know. No, you don't. But yeah, well, I think the one thing you see from the NFC teams is this is the one broad thing I look at when you go 49ers, Saints, Green Bay, Dallas, Seattle. Okay, you even get into Philadelphia and Minnesota and the Rams territory. I look at all of them and go, man, all those teams I just mentioned, physical up front on the offensive side of the ball, can run it, and then have defensive lines that are legit too, where they can go, hey, front four, you handle the run. Hey, front four, you get after the quarterback. We don't need to compromise ourselves and do stupid things because we can win these battles up front. And that's where I look at the NFC and just go, they have a clear advantage over the AFC other than the Patriots, where they're just a lot of big physical teams in the NFC right now.
Is there a team in the NFC that is lingering that could get hot and disrupt our thinking?
I mean, I look at that team to be the Carolina Panthers. I look at, and again, I'm biased. I had the Panthers going to the NFC Championship game, but I still think anybody out there that's watching football, you realistically got to look at them and go, okay, no, there's some traits here that translate to, whoa, this team could be good. And Kyle Allen's done a great job, but he's been really good. He ain't Cam Newton when Cam Newton's totally healthy. And if they can get Cam Newton back in the fold, because their defense is one of the best in football, they found a pass rush now with Bruce Irvin back in the lineup, and Brian Burns has been phenomenal, and Mario Addison off the edge. They can run the ball with Mighty Mouse. I mean, Mighty Mouse is amazing, okay? Christian McCaffrey, he really is. I mean, he's one of the best offensive players in football. So they really have a lot of aspects to where I go, watch out for them if they can get Cam out there hitting on all cylinders at some point in the next few weeks.
And there's an argument to be made that I don't want to say they're better without Cam Newton, but not having Cam Newton on the field removes a lot of this institutional angst we've been dealing with. Should we run him more? Should we run him less?
Right.
Is he a pocket passer?
Right.
Should he change his throwing motion?
He's really creative. Can we do? Right. He's got this talented skill set. Should we invent some crazy new plays for him? I mean, I think you're right, Mike.
But you know what they can do? You know what they can do?
Yeah.
They can embrace him when he's healthy, when he's truly healthy.
Right.
You embrace him, and you no longer have to worry about him getting injured.
Yeah.
Because you know if he gets injured, you just go back to Kyle Allen.
Really great point.
Right?
You're right. They're going to be able to go, we can play this to the edge a little bit more. Oh, it's 3rd and 2, Okay, hey, we got Kyle Allen. Smash it up in there, Cam Newton, and get us the first down. And Cam Newton, just like Drew Brees, who's doing thumb exercises all night now because he's going, damn, it looks like they don't need me. He's going to be motivated as hell. He's going to be motivated as hell, too. Just like Drew Brees, he's probably doing ankle exercises right now and foot exercises because he's going, damn, nobody's going to think they're needing me here. And so he's going to come back like on point. I really think that when he does come back, because he's not going to want to hear that narrative.
It's strange for guys like Cam Newton and Drew Brees to get a glimpse of what life will be like without them in the future. They're getting it now.
Yeah.
They're seeing that the train is going to keep rolling, that the franchise is not going to disband simply because the franchise quarterback is gone. And that can be very sobering, but it also can be very motivating.
It can be.
And it has clearly made Drew Brees determined to get back. There was the video from over the weekend of him throwing the football. Now, we didn't see where the football went.
Right. So, but he still was throwing it.
But I'm told 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals, actually 20 days from now, that's the realistic return date. But meanwhile, they're fine without him. And Teddy Bridgewater is becoming the guy that we thought he would be in 2016, the year that he tore up his knee.
Right.
And he told me yesterday, he said that knee's not an issue. That knee's stronger than it was before it happened because of all the time he spent working on it.
Right.
And this, I knew Sean Payton was going to do this. I didn't know it was going to work so well. But Sean Payton's the master of figuring out what a defense is going to give you.
Yeah.
There's only 11 guys over there.
Right.
You just figure out where they aren't, and you put your guys there. And that's what he does every week. If it's Seattle and they're down the field and they're taking away the deep stuff, you throw short. If it's Dallas and you got to get into a grind-out physical game, you do.
They can do it.
If it's the Bucs and they're going to take chances, you can beat them deep, you beat them deep.
Yeah, exactly right. He's one of the greatest coaches we've seen. I mean, Sean Payton is really, really special. Definitely one of the greatest offensive minds we've ever seen. What people don't give him enough credit for is his toughness and physicality Sean Payton's teams play with. And I got to give Dennis Allen a lot of credit too. Feel like he's kind of adjusted his approach a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. Stop being so man-to-man aggressive. He's been changing up coverages a little bit. And I think that's really given them a good advantage. But
hey, Dennis Allen was a failed former Raiders coach.
Right.
At some point, he's going to start getting noticed for another opportunity because, you look at the dysfunction that the Raiders had all those years from 2002 and through 2018
That'll
when
help
John
his
Gruden
case.
came back. You could say, hey, you know what? This guy wouldn't be the first one who failed in his first stint and then went on to be a good coach elsewhere.
Definitely not. And then he's gotten to go to a place where I'm sure he's learned a lot of football. I mean, having to defend Sean Payton in practice, all training camp, year after year. I mean, I'm sure he's got a lot of new tricks up his sleeve now as far as what he wants to do as a defensive coordinator or if he does become a head coach. But, yeah, that's the thing that just jumps out to me. I mean, there's just some really well-rounded teams in the NFC. And, we're seeing. I mean, hey, franchise quarterback out, doesn't run. Oh, no Andrew Luck. Oh, the Colts are 3-2. Oh, no Cam Newton. Oh, there's the Carolina Panthers 3-0 without him. Same thing with the Saints. It's just teams win games, and these are teams that have found ways to reorchestrate their attack without their franchise quarterbacks.
At what point does this dynamic cause someone?
I know. This is already going on. There's some conversations with people I talked to in the NFL already where I know where you're going to go. Go
when
ahead.
A guy comes up for a new contract, and hey, $28 million, $30 million, $32 million, $34 million. Nah, you know what? We'll just find a fifth rounder. We'll groom somebody.
Right.
We'll find somebody who fits our system. We're not going to allow the franchise to be held hostage by one person's enormous financial demands because, I think that the term franchise quarterback is going to be narrower.
It's going to be Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, not like every guy in football.
Every guy who's good enough that we're afraid that what are we going to do without him, so we better pay him market value. Right. We've seen an explosion in the market, starting with the Andrew Luck contract, then Derek Carr, then Matthew Stafford, then Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Ryan. And it's like, the game where you put your hand up the baseball bat, like everybody goes a little bit higher and a little bit higher.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, somebody's getting to the top, and they're going to say, that's it.
Yeah.
We're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Trubisky, right? He may be the first one to hear.
You might be right.
We're not going to do it.
Right.
We thought it was going to be Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And they ended up paying Jared Goff. And look, we've kind of forgotten about the Rams. They did look great offensively.
He played good again.
He played really well.
I know. He made a lot of big throws, just like he did the week before in the Tampa Bay game, where I know I came out on Monday and it was like, oh, it was shaky. And then I know, I self-scouted myself as I watched film.
That's starting to catch on.
I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad. I know you sent me a text. Who said it over the
Casey,
weekend?
yeah. Kirk Herbstreit said he self-scouted himself.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, that's what we should be doing out there as analysts is, at some point we got to go back and evaluate what we're saying and see, is it holding up true to what you see on film when you study the game? And Jared Goff has made a lot of big-time throws this year. And, yeah, I mean, he is really improved. I will say that much.
I don't know whether to give you credit for self-scouted himself or Josh Allen. No, because when Josh Allen was coming out in the draft, I interviewed him, and like 3 different times he said during the interview, I have a lot of self-confidence in myself.
Oh, right. No, it was me first. Sorry.
Okay. Well, he got it from you.
That. Yeah, probably.
He got it from that time you guys had a catch, although there was somebody else there to actually do the catch.
That's what quarterbacks do. I'm a franchise quarterback. I don't touch the ball like that.
All right. Let's take a break here. Bottom line is 11 of 16 teams in the NFC are above 500.
Yeah.
11 of them.
Right.
And that's not sustainable.
The Eagles are 10th in the NFC at 3-2.
The Eagles were my preseason Super Bowl pick, and
me too.
Once they get Deshaun Jackson back, if they ever get him back,
and some help in the secondary.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, right.
Well, they got Orlando Scandrick.
Oh, you're right.
It's
problem solves.
It's just amazing. Well, they were playing the Jets. That had something to do with it.
Yes.
But the Eagles could be 5-0.
Yeah.
They should have won, could have won. I'm not going to say should have won. Could have won both of the games they lost.
Yes, they
and
could.
Didn't. And they go to Minnesota. Hey, 2 3-2 teams getting together in 6 days in Minnesota. That should be a good one.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.